Hey guys, what's going on? It's Talk False TV here. We are live with the Red About Show tonight. Unfortunately, I'm just on my own at the minute. Some of our elite panelists who normally does come onto the show, they can't really come on. Some are busy tonight, some are up to stuff, so said that. But the show must go on. Said that about that. So we are live. So obviously the main topic of the Red and White show tonight is who would you sell in January? Obviously, with Forest at the minute, obviously a lot of our players are performing at the minute. A lot of them are doing well. A lot of them are basically playing for the careers, and a lot of them are doing the right things. So which is quite nice to see, actually, to be fair. Because at the start of the season, you would have guessed that a lot of them would have left the club, or fans would have demanded them to go. Obviously, a lot of them have stayed, and that most of them are still here. So obviously, not too bad at all. I've got Patrick Tracy saying, "Good evening, mate. Good evening. I hope you're well." So we are looking at that. We are keeping. We potentially could be keeping Finlay. So obviously, evening Prime Minister. Hope you're having your wine and cheese with your fellow MPs. But obviously, a lot is happening, and we have got one of our very elite panelists in Mr. Phil.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Also, I'm just saying good evening to the Prime Minister
Mm.
on this fine evening.
You best not stop football, otherwise we will be in trouble.
Yeah. I forgot your tickets for the number 10 Xmas party yet.
No, I'm gutted. Where was our invite?
Hey, awful.
Yeah.
So then, obviously, just was saying about January transfer window coming up within weeks. Would there be many players you'd like to see go out the club?
I think maybe some of. Depends if we can get any, if we can move them on, because some are on stupid money. So I know that some of the contracts are running down, thank God, but they're not going to be wanting to move this like people like Bong and are on 16k. Others are on like 40k. Who's going to pay for them? So I think it's going to be one. I think getting rid of people that we would like to see may be a bit more difficult to do. Really, because if they move, they're going to have to take a pay cut. And, if you're on 16, 25k a week, are you going to want to go down to someone like 5k a week? You might as well wait 6 months and collect the money doing nothing. And that's the problem. That some of them are such a big contracts that it's going to be so difficult to move on. So it shows to me that they're not really fussed about their football career. It's all about the money.
Money. Which we as football has gone to, unfortunately, with money and football. So, obviously, money gone ruin football nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, with it, when you see some of the players who are on stupid amount, even some of the academy players, the younger players are on big money. So compared to the rest of the population, maybe. So I think it's difficult, and I suppose that if most of us would probably be the same if it was on 25k a week or whatever. Would you take a pay cut to go for a different company? 99% of us would say no. I'd say stay where you are. But But I do trust Murphy and Cooper to get it right for players who are coming in, and I think the players who are nowhere near to be seen, that will stay the same. I think he's got a very good nucleus of squad. I think again for me in January would be like the loss of Spence's really, you know, really will affect us because he's been a really highlight of the lone players coming in. So I think that it's going to be interesting if we do lose the lone players who comes in. But I do trust him. I trust the management. I trust Dave Murphy to bring the right people in to make us that step forward. And if we can keep Joe Royal, there's no reason. I think if Joe Royal leaves, I think it won't be to Burnley or anyone down the bottom. But if West Ham come in for him again, would that be a kick in his teeth because it looked like it was West Ham who was going to buy him and then went for Kurt Zuma with that deal, so they didn't do it. So is that just a temporary 6 months move that or whatever that he goes, say he goes to West Ham and then Zuma and all the rest of the first team in West Ham get fit and then he's back in reserves?
Which probably will be, to be fair.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if he would want to go.
It'd be daft if he does, especially to the Premier League where you're going to be playing in Premier League 1.
Yeah. And I don't think that's really what he wants to do. I think he's at an age where, as a central defender, you would want to go up and you want regular football. Because, I mean, look at his car. He's got Ferrari already, hasn't he? So, he's not short of money being at our club, is he? You know what I mean? So, and I just hope that if we can get a good result on Saturday against Swansea, and then come in, we can get a few good results before January. I hope that the players who look likely for who we own look like maybe something happening. I just hope that they might think, well, stay with us to give us an opportunity, because I do think that there's a playoff place there to be had, and there's always been in many seasons, Dan, I think that one team that's come from being at the bottom of the table who have got promoted, and we're quietly under the radar still, I think, for a lot of people, a lot of fans, other fans. And I think when you have a look at it, what's happened with the massive changes since Cooper's taken hold, looking at it on performances and everything, we're being top 3, of the best teams in the league. So, and we're only halfway through, and the league's not won in December. So I do feel that we have got an opportunity for them players to say, stick with us. And I would say to them, look, if we're not in the playoffs, if we don't go up next year, then anyone comes for you at a value of X, Y, and Z, we'll let you talk to them.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I would do if I was a club. Just give us that opportunity, because we have got the opportunity with Cooper to make us forward. I mean, the game, Peterborough, normally we would have lost that game because we don't play very well against teams who are struggling normally. And they did their job, what they wanted to do. It was from the moment it kicked off, they wanted 0-0 half time and try and sneak a winner because of the situation what they're in. And it is difficult sometimes to break teams down. So, I do think that hi Luke, hi everyone. I do think that there's an opportunity for us. But I just hope that the players what we've got gives that opportunity to end the season.
Yeah, definitely. just so I don't know if Luke's seen this comment by Patrick early on, but Patrick did put on saying, "Where's Luke at the toilet?" And just before Luke came on, I was just about to comment on it, saying Ethan and Sophie not being on tonight. Obviously, vaccine passport for Hall, better get to the Grand early. Obviously, Phil, you will have to start your taxis early. Obviously, players to move on Jenkinson and Bond. Wouldn't be surprised if Brennan goes. Also, Cafu and the Loans Bar of say Tutu and Ghana. The man and the mystery is here. So I don't even want to expand on it, Luke.
I did that wrong, actually. I put the wrong player in at the end.
I
meant to put Zinkernagel. I expect Garner to go back, but Zinkernagel stays.
Yeah.
Purely for the fact, Phil, I know you're looking a bit confused.
Yeah.
But that Ralph Rangnick likes youth players at Manchester United.
Yeah.
So he may want to bring Garner back and have a look at him, see if he can improve him at Man United.
Yeah.
And good evening, Jack. Hope you're well.
Evening. Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks. How you doing, lad?
I'm good. Obviously, we all said our little hellos to the Prime Minister tonight. Over the
Do not get me started, Dan.
Over the Christmas parties and the wine and the cheese. How do you feel about the transfer in January anyway, Jack?
I think you've got to look at players in the positions we need. Definitely a left wing back or left back. I think that's the important area. I know we've got Lowe, but he's injured at the moment, and there's not really any cover of any real quality. So if we can address that situation, I think we're looking at somebody potentially on a free for that. So we'll have to see if he comes in and how well he does. But I think that's an area we need to pinpoint. And then I think it's really looking at the positions that we have and seeing who's likely to go and who we can bring in for them. Maybe a striker. I see a lot of people saying about these young strikers, these lone strikers from the Premiership. I don't think that's particularly a bad idea. I wouldn't go for someone who you're looking to maybe push grabbing out the way. I think someone maybe to either come up alongside him or give him a bit of competition rather than just coming in and grabbing straight from the off. But if we can maybe get someone in a backup or someone in to give him a bit of a competition, that could be good. But then I think in terms of the other position, I think it's really seeing who leaves to see whether we bring anyone in. Right wing back, Spence might be going back, so will we have to look at that position? We have Dragger, who's not kicked a ball for the first team yet, so we can't really judge on him. But I think it's important to really look at, rather than looking at just bringing players in, looking at players positions that could be potentially leaving or looking a bit lighter come midway through January and see what we can do that way.
Interesting. That is. Do you guys agree to that?
I mean, January is constantly on my mind because I like to be forward thinking. And I mean, my plan would be, in an ideal world, right, which means it probably won't happen, we get Nico Williams on loan from Liverpool because he'll want game time. Then I'm assuming that left back wise, Steve Cooper will want to look at Yarnu because obviously he left before Cooper came in. I mean, to be honest, I think that Yarnu would be great at wing back. Then we could also chase after Brewster, but I wouldn't offer at Brewster. Buchanan, sorry, I'm getting my B's mixed up there. Because I don't think you'd offer more than probably 500,000 now for an injured player.
My sister used to teach. Well, in primary school.
We need a driving midfielder. I mean, that or move Colback back there because, I mean, at the minute the squad's very imbalanced.
Mm.
I'd like to see either Balogun or Ida up front. I mean, they look like they've got personality to lead the line. I mean, a lot more personality than Graben. But in a sense, we've still got 4 or 5 games before January even kicks off.
Mm.
So we need to find a way of getting Colback out of left back or left wing back because it's not working. I mean,
It's better than Bong.
Yeah.
Could
But
we not play with 10 men instead then?
I mean,
Maybe joking, mate. But
why? I read somewhere that there was a young lad that was close to the squad
yeah,
before West Brom.
yeah.
Personally, for 4 games, I'd give it a go. Because
You see, we're getting the problem with that, Luke, is we're getting to a position where we could move up and really challenging in the getting in playoffs, and I think it's. I think personally, I think it's a big risk, or it could affect it. You got on both sides. It could really affect his confidence if he goes in, plays rubbish, worse than has a performance worse than Bong. It could really knock his confidence for going in the long run. So it's a difficult one what to say because we're at this stage where we're on that brink where we are getting a lot closer now to the playoff positions.
yeah, but Phil, I've got 2 things to say to that.
Mm.
One is how can anybody possibly put in a worse performance than Bong? And 2, right? If you put that kid into this formation that we started with under Cooper, so 3 at the back with wing backs.
Yeah.
So you put Figueiredo back in the middle and you put McKenna to the left.
Yeah.
Then you can put Colback back in midfield.
Yeah.
Which then you can move Zinkernagel back to where he was effective.
Yeah.
Which in turn then makes Graben more effective.
Mm-hmm.
Which also probably make Brennan Johnson more effective.
Couldn't we try someone? There was rumours about trying to put Joe Lolly there when he was fit, wasn't he, on the wing back?
But the thing is, I think it's just as risky playing a winger at wing back as it is playing a young defender there.
Yeah.
The thing is, at least a young defender will come in. I mean, it's not like we're putting a player in from, say, Boreham Wood, who's not playing up to scratch with how we're playing. He's coming from an Andy Reid type setup.
Yeah.
He will know. I mean, until the other day when we loaned him out to Notts, I was thinking about Jaden Richardson there.
Yeah. But he's out of contract, isn't he, at summer? So it looks like. Mm-hmm.
If you stuck that, I think his name's Aaron Donnelly there.
Yeah.
For 4 games until January, right? What you've got to do is what Zinkernagel did with Finn back in the game against Bradford, where McKenna speaks to him, tells him where he's going to play, and they work on it. The thing is, whatever they worked on during the week between West Brom and Peterborough, it didn't work in the first half.
Well, I think at Peterborough, when they come to us, they were determined to try and get in half-time 0-0. A lot of people behind the ball, and also we probably, we needed to pick up a gear, which we did in the second half, didn't we? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But at the same time, even Steve Cooper said it. We're not going to win games, as in a lot of games in the Championship, turning out the first half performance.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We went forward probably once in the first half and had one decent shot at the keeper.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I don't think it's anything to do with the players as such. It's the fact that so much has changed since the start of Cooper, where Colback's out of position, Zinkernagel's playing a new position, Johnson's playing a fairly new position on the other side. You've got one less defender. We looked the best when we played three at the back because
Yeah.
and it was shown because the continuity was there. Yes,
Yeah.
Richard, I'm saying that Boreham Wood couldn't have a good defender for the championship.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's an example. Personally, we need to get back to the 3-5-2. And we need Colback in midfield alongside Yates. We need Zinkernagel and Johnson back where they were. And then have somebody at left wing
But
back.
then what do you do with like people saying like Garnard's his best game is coming onto form? Do you have... It's a difficult one.
But
it's a difficult one what to say because I thought...
Phil,
Mm-hmm.
some people are saying that James Garner is coming into form. We played Peterborough.
I know who played. I was there, mate.
Yeah, but this is... I'm having to use to make my point. We're playing Peterborough, and James Garner took probably 70 minutes to do one assist and a goal.
Well, not Peterborough.
Apart from that, he was useless.
I thought Graben's layoff to him was brilliant for Gardner's goal. Did you, Dan?
Yeah.
But
Great back heel.
My point is,
He meant it really.
we're building up James Garner, like, oh, he's coming into form, he's being really effective. To me, he doesn't look like he's got to grips with how we're playing. Wherever it goes up a gear and it's more fast-paced,
Yeah.
you can't see the simple ball. Which, if Colback was there, the ball would go straight out wide, or it'd go round the corner. And I don't think he's been effective under Cooper.
Not as much as he was effective under Chris Hughton.
As
Probably.
anybody could be effective under Houghton. Yeah. I just...
Three.
Yeah. Bring back Hughton, all it's forgiven then.
Yeah.
I just think we could find somebody, but I don't even need to find anybody. We have Colback and Yates, which was working. We need to get that back together. I mean, it's a bit unfair on Brian Ayeda.
Yeah, I thought he played really well. I think, out of that game, there was only one pass which he didn't hit a follow Foyce player.
But, in a sense, if you want to play that formation that he played at the weekend,
Yeah.
you do Colback, Yates, and then Ayeda further forward.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking there's an imbalance there. It's not as effective. And if it looks like that against Peterborough, what's it going to look like against some of the top sides?
Easy. I think with it, Cooper will see each game differently. We might play three at the back against Swansea.
I mean, I just wish we could get Mbe so fit.
Yeah.
Because if we could get Mbe so fit and we still had this left back problem,
He'd fit in there.
Well, either fit in there or you could slide McKenna over and stick
No.
in a back three. In a back three. I'm talking until January. I'm not talking for the
Yeah,
whole
but then
season.
who's going to play wing back? Even if so, you put Embasso in and take Figs out, you got still the same problem.
No. What you do is you go Worrell, Figueiredo, and Mbeso with McKenna at left wing back.
No, because then that would make us weaker. That would. It needs to be the other way around. I mean, even in pre-season, so we're playing wing back, and he played really well.
I didn't see pre-season, so I have no idea.
2-0 up in away. Crew playing really well. 65th minute, I think, brought Bong on. Then he decided to play in centre midfield, and they scored 2 goals within 10 minutes.
I didn't know that play wing back. You see,
I
didn't see pre-season. So
yeah, he played really well. He was really effective, strong on the ball. At first, he was a bit lost because he's more central defender. But after about 10 minutes in the game, and they was really affected on that their right side, our left hand side, and it proved it as soon as he went off and Bong came on. The 2 goals was on his side, unfortunately.
But honestly, at the minute, I know what people are saying with, we don't want to change too much. But technically speaking, it's already kind of happening because we've got players playing out of position already.
Well, you know that when you got injured, though. That's only because of injury, and that's because the manager does not have confidence in people like Bong, who's on 16k a week.
Yeah.
So would you rather? The thing would be either, if you try and play players out of position, a player like Colback who's playing out of position is far better than the player who is official a left back, left wing back. It says it all that he's confident in there, and I think Jack, and I think as well, Colback is old enough to say if he wasn't comfortable playing that position, I think he would say, because I think Colback, since he's been out of club, I think he'd rather be on the bench than play in the position what he can't do. I think the senior players would say, "Look, Gaff, it's not my, I'm not really strong in this position. I'd rather be on the bench," and I think they would do that.
It's not a matter for me of whether the player feels comfortable there, because I mean, all right, Jack Colback is okay, but I'm looking at it from a team point of view, and the whole thing of putting Colback there has more or less affected us since the international break. Since Lowe got injured, we've not really looked as dominant as we were before.
Well, you won't be because when you're playing, fortunately, Colback there, he ain't got the pace as Max Lowe, has he? You know what I mean? For starters, the only other option is, and we did it with Matty Cash in that first few games when Matty Cash went back at right back, he was hopeless. Put something like let's have a look, Alex Mighton on wing back.
I mean, I think somewhere there's got to be a decision made over Mighton, because, to be honest, in the system we played at the weekend, I'd have played Mighton ahead of Johnson. Purely, again, I can back this up. Johnson has played every game, including for Wales, since the start of the season.
Yeah, but he's playing because he's probably one of the most effective players on the pitch, isn't he? He's a player that, can look like he's doing nothing, and then...
Yeah, but even the most effective players can be on the bench some games. You can't run players...
But maybe some part of that is because, one, we still haven't dealt with his contract, and two, if he's playing, and he's happy playing and saying, look, to his agents and his dad and all that lot, look, you're in first team, you know, he might sign in a slight extension, maybe that.
Mm.
And also, you don't know what's happening in training. Maybe in training he's still fresh, or his stats are still really high because they go by the machines. If your stats to go too low, he would have been brought off. You know, that's why they've got all the kits all over them. So, you know, and you know, some players do have burnout. I totally agree. Like some players need to change and stuff like that. But, you know, you know, he's still got the energy. You know what I mean? At the thingy. But coming back to your thing about Mighton, I agree. We didn't make a decision either. I would prefer, and it's difficult, maybe if he got some first team action on loan.
My worry there is if he goes somewhere else, then there's a potential for him to be playing a different way. And
depends who. I mean, you can decide if I was a manager or whatever and wanting to loan player out, you can have a look at teams and say, well, team A don't play in the formation we do, but team B does. So loan into team B. You know, there is teams.
All right, Phil. I'll put this one to you. Could we put Alex Mighton in behind Graben?
Could do, but then he's done that before. That one might be a bad shout.
I'll tell you why. Because Lewis Graben does my head in. You end up with your striker being out wide left, crossing the ball to, nobody because he's the striker. Whereas if you had somebody like Mighton with pace down the middle, then you have, if I go out wide, you go into my position, and both players could then become a bit more effective. I don't know. I'm throwing out different combinations which probably won't even happen.
He has come on before, hasn't he? Played the number 10 role, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And there's been, I mean, you don't know, you know, something may happen like this, like in January. We may get another striker, and then Graben might fall back in that number 10 role.
Oh Lord,
that could happen as well.
Yeah. How do you think that
could happen?
I think it's always worth a try. You know, I think he's definitely got the pace, Mighton, to get in behind Graben. If Graben drops in deep or pulls himself out wide, he's got the pace to push on and get in the box. You look a bit like Tottenham last season with Harry Kane dropping deep and Son going in. So
yeah,
it could work like that. You know, if Graben comes out wide or drops in deep and makes the space, and he has a quick player around him to get on the end of the, you know, the flick-ons or the balls in, that sort of stuff could work. I don't know whether to play a number 10 if he's good enough technically with the ball. You don't really see him too much in tight spaces like that. You kind of just see him running at defenders and going that sort of way using his pace. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can do that side of it. But it's worth a try, you know. See whether it comes off. But I don't know.
I'll give myself one thing I will defend Graben on, and it's not really. Sometimes when you're a player like that and you're pulling their defenders, why their main central defenders will come to the byline with him because they've been marking him, then that should give the other players to have that space to run in there. So it's not really sometimes grabbing, passing ball to nobody, but then you should have people like Yates running in that box, people like Brennan Johnson or Zink or whoever is that midfield one attacking that space, because he's pulling them defenders out of position to open up the space for the midfielders and the wingers.
But
That's what should be happening.
yeah, what else should be happening though is a conversation about this. I mean, this isn't anything new. Graven's been doing this for quite a while, drifting out wide. So, one, where is the knowledge of if a player moves out of one position, somebody else fills in? But also, why is nobody saying anything about this?
Mm.
I mean, it's all right Graben going out wide because players drift out wide. It happens in football. That's just how it works sometimes. But the irritating thing is, with us, Graben drifts out wide, and then there is nobody there.
Mm. Yeah. NFFC home and away. I was saying, are you guys going to Swansea on Saturday?
Nope.
I wish I could, but unfortunately not.
Are you going, Phil?
I've got I've got to take my mum to booster jab at, I think it's 10 o'clock. I was supposed to have mine, but I'm not sure if I'm having it. If I feel okay, then me, my lad, and my brother will go down.
Me, my lad, they're both.
Yeah. But I reckon it should be a good game against Swansea because I think Cooper will be determined not to lose. And I think I think it's a game that we owe Swansea one anyway. Revenge from a few defeats in the past, don't we?
Oh, definitely.
I'll be interested to see what reception he gets, whether they will applaud him for what he did or boo him for the way he left. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
It would be actually, yeah. It would be. I'd imagine that they'd clap him, wouldn't they? I'd imagine. But you don't know, do you? You know what I mean? You don't know.
Well, you look at Grealish, all the work he did for Villa, and they still booed him. So
yeah. True.
That is true. To be fair, obviously, it's OC Tutu in contention to play in Saturday. Or is that left back that been training for us available? We're not heard anything about that left back since.
He hasn't signed yet, has he?
No.
But say that left back, that Switzerland left back, he wants to come here because he's fighting for his place for the World Cup. So he will not want to come to our club and not be used. That is a fact. Because he will have to play games because Switzerland are a very good team, international team. And he would not want to go. He would not want to come and sign for us and not play any football because what's the point in signing for us in the first place?
Yeah.
You know.
That's true.
You got to think about him as a player. If you put yourselves in his shoes, right, you want to go to the World Cup, and you won't want to say to Gaff, "Oh yeah, I come and I never play a game," because then he might as well go to somewhere else, hasn't he? To be honest, I think if he comes, he's got to be the replacement for not only Max Lowe if he gets, because we don't know if Sheffield United may recall him injured in January. We don't know that. Could be a chance that they want him back because they play in a different formation, and he's going to be back in February into January, end of Jan, beginning of Feb, whatever. So, there might be stuff like that what we don't know about.
Yeah, definitely. Do you guys agree with that one?
Yeah, I think he'll be. I don't think many players will want to come to a club and not start or not play. I think he'll be. If he is sort of at the level where he could play for Switzerland at the World Cup, then he's definitely going to want to start as many games as he can and really make a name for himself. Will it be the best move to come here, seeing how well Lowe's done? I don't know how long he'll be out for. I know it was a couple of months at the time, and I'm not sure how long it is left. But is it worth him coming in? I don't know. It's smart that he's come to train with us and he's keeping his match sharpness up. If he wants to play in the World Cup, then he's going to have to try and get regular football. But then again, he'll have more chance being at a club than not being at a club to get in the World Cup. So, he's got to weigh it up. But I think he'll definitely want to be somewhere where he knows he's going to play and try and get in the eye line of their manager.
Definitely. Obviously, it has been a busy week as well in terms of things, because obviously it was a favourite FA Cup for Banjo. Obviously, I was praying for Barnsley Reading.
Yeah.
Away just for purposes. How do you guys feel to the FA Cup draw?
I think for me, I think it's a good benchmark for us. If he plays some of the strong team out. We had a good time last time when Lehigh scored that cracking goal against Arsenal and we knocked them out 4-2. So, we've done it before, and I think it's always a challenge. The only flip side is that with Arsenal, depending where they are, the benefit for us with Arsenal, they play Spurs the following week, don't they? So Arsenal's next game afterwards is Tottenham. So there might be a few changes with the Arsenal team, but yeah, I think it'd be good. It'd be full house, I think, at City Ground, and I think it will give us a benchmark, and also some probably, even if we play some of the youngsters, give them a benchmark, because if we do get in that promised land, they're the teams what we've got to play and we've got to get a result for. So, and I think Cooper will take the FA Cup serious. I don't think he's a manager what would say, put the league first or whatever, because money coming in, you can get a good buzz. I've been lucky enough to see us at Wembley, and some of the games where you're going into the rounds gets really exciting, and it just gives you another boost. So sometimes it can be a positive for the league form as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy. At least it's not Chelsea away again.
Yeah. How do you two feel about the FA Cup draw?
Why is it out of 60 odd balls that were in that pot that we could not have avoided 3 teams?
Now I'm at 56-1. So whatever you put money on it.
But I mean,
Well,
I didn't want Chelsea, Newcastle, or Arsenal because they're just teams we've played in either the Carabao Cup or the FA.
Yeah.
And I just wanted somebody different. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd have probably have taken somebody like Swindon or something just because it's something different. I mean, that's an example, Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching the teams come out and I was thinking, I'd take a Manchester club.
Yeah.
I mean, we played Manchester City in 2010.
Yeah.
But,
great game that were.
But I'm bored of playing Arsenal and I'm bored of playing Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh, God help us if we get into the promised land, eh, Dan? If it's more play Chelsea Arsenal.
That's not what I mean, though, right?
I know. Many pull your leg.
If you get
Barnsley and Reading to Arsenal and Chelsea.
If you get drawn against Arsenal and Chelsea in the cup, then I mean, what's the point in doing the draw? Because you know that Forest are going to get Chelsea and Arsenal, Newcastle.
I think it's
might be someone like fixing this so we get a decent team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some tasty games in that, isn't there? Like West Ham and Leeds, Crystal Palace and Millwall. God help. I mean, in one way, I'm just glad we're at home. Yeah, Coventry and Derby, they'd be fighting like mad, like there was last time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree in one point. Yeah, I'd like to got a, you know, I'm glad we got a Premier League team, but yeah, maybe if we got someone like, I don't know, Man U,
That being said,
Liverpool.
though, it does not mean I don't want to win any less. I mean, in fact, it's the extra motivation now to beat Arsenal and then try and get something different in the next round.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that Mansfield do a number on Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
I'd love Nigel Clough to come back to Forest with a team that's not from Derbyshire.
Yeah.
Have you guys been double job NFFC him and I've answered.
Yeah, I have, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm keen and Alf. Yeah. Are you, Dan?
Yeah. And that booster.
Dan,
have you had the booster?
Oh, I wonder where I got one.
How were you not cold on Saturday?
Me?
Yeah, well, I got good body mass.
Oh, yeah, with that. Yeah. Question.
I saw a photo of Samba and Dan in a t-shirt. I mean,
I'd be worried looking at me on the ball game.
I was freezing all afternoon, and it was raining.
I'll tell you what, mate. I was that cold. I couldn't even see. And then Dan's there with his t-shirt on. I thought, like my brother. My brother was wearing like combat trousers with a t-shirt on, voice shirt on. Oh, it's hot today. I'm like, I know. I was that cold. I've just managed to sing like Mulligan Time, and then I shouted a few times. I was that cold, I could not even sing. And the atmosphere wasn't very good, was it, at City Ground? I think, but I did. In the first time, I was watching the clock. In the first 6 minutes, I was watching the screen more than the game because I wanted to make sure that we started the clap for that poor little Arthur from Birmingham. So I made sure that definitely happened as well in Low Bishop, but I just could not believe I was so cold, and Dan's there just with a t-shirt on. I think he was thinking I might get on the pitch or something because you had the right colour shirt on, didn't you? So
I was just getting the picture up. What was there?
Do you think that Peterborough's away kit looked like our second kit?
Yeah. Well, here you go.
like how?
I think
wow.
Saw it. Wow.
Damn, you nutter.
I don't like. I had 4 tops on. I had this on. I had a jacket and another jacket, and I was freezing underneath. And you're there with a t-shirt on.
Oh God, Dad! I was that cold. I tell you how bad I was. Even when I saw Dan, even before kickoff, I was that cold I could hardly talk. So Dan might have thought, "What's up with me?" Because I weren't speaking. I was that cold. I couldn't really talk. Could I, Dan?
Hey, very quiet.
Very quiet, yeah, because I was too cold. I need to. Oh, Dan, we love you, mate. Oh, crazy.
Obviously, definitely, yeah. Obviously, yeah, like that.
Oh God.
Yeah. Obviously, it was the FA Youth Cup last night as well. Forest winning 3-1 against Bristol City. I'm presuming you went, Phil.
Good. Yeah, I like watching our youth academy and all that because I've always, like, even before put into the academy, and I think that one thing with Guy Brazil and stuff. I think we're very lucky to have him at the helm at the club, for the academy, and with a new academy building being built up, it's only going to get stronger and stronger. You know what I mean? And Dale Taylor looks like he's going to be a star and off. You know, the Irish lad. You know, maybe that's why we may not be looking at spending a lot of money on a striker, because I tell you what, he is going to be. We've got some good players coming through that academy who will be, you know, could step up. You know, and you know, Taylor's, you know, he's definitely one for us for the future as well. I think he might even get a run in some part, you know, before now and the end of the season as well.
Yeah, they reckon. Well, obviously he scored last night for an under-18, so obviously he scored again. And the one player I'm naming that stood out quite a bit was that Nadin.
Yeah, we've got. I mean, with the academy players, I mean, you can see like, you know, with some of the younger players, they don't have the fear as such when they're playing on that level. But you know, it is a big step up where, you know, we've had it before where we think we've got some really good academy players and then they step up and they fade away, unfortunately. But I think now with our academy, they are very level-headed as well. So they are very switched on, and you know, I think from the under-23s all the way down, we've got some very, very good talented players, and it will only do as good being a Category A academy to keep these kind of players, you know, and move us forward. You know, and every time we have one of these players coming through the academy into the first team, you know, the academy really has saved our club, you know, with the players what we sold coming through the academy in the past. You know, you can go from Ollie Burke all the way up, you know what I mean, them kind of players what we've had some serious money for, which has helped us, you know, be in the position where we are. So, yeah, be nice to get us a good, like a big Premier League team in for the next round, Dan. And then again at home at City Ground, and then fill it out, because it's well worth going. You know, if you can, you know, if in the next round, it is well worth going and checking them out, even the under-23s as well, because you know you can definitely spot the players that you think, yeah, you could play in the first team. You're not quite ready, and you know what I mean. So you know, as fans, as you can, you know, normal games, but it'd be definitely well worth doing. But yeah, credit to the team and the under-18s as well to get in the next round, because that again is very vital, a big competition.
I think we've got Peterborough at home in the next one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, from what I've seen.
Well, another round, another, you know, if we can get through that one as well, then the big boys start coming in, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, positive, you know, when you're looking at the under-18s all the way upwards, you know, in our academies, you know, there's definitely, and that's one thing I think what Cooper will definitely do. We'll have that a better, more of an open pathway into the first team.
Oh, I say so. Brennan Johnson and some money. As baby. Yeah. Have any of you guys got anything to add on?
Yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I've still not got over the t-shirt.
What that?
Yeah, that.
Okay. Absolute unit.
Luke is somewhere who have his thermal vest on and jacket on and hoodie and hat and be maybe in shorts and a t-shirt saying, God, this is too hot, and I'd be like, oh God, this is freezing.
Yeah.
But were you cold at all, Dan?
Hello?
Were you not cold? No.
Dan,
Yeah.
how cold and how much rain does it have to be for you to not be in a t-shirt? Because I mean, that was Baltic.
I think that proved it.
Even Samba's saying, "Dan, what you doing?"
Yeah.
What talking about Samba? What do you reckon about his dancing about and getting the yellow card?
As usual.
I
It
don't
was
want to
funny.
speak on the matter.
It was funny though, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. It was brilliant, but
Stupid.
it's just total Samba, though, isn't it?
He loves
It's,
a white.
it's just
Yeah.
what he does. You
Yeah.
know, you pick up bookings for time wasting. It's
Yeah.
just him.
I thought it was funny, especially when it was like telling the Peterborough fans what the score was and all that. I thought it was hilarious.
It was better when we scored, and
Yeah.
he started celebrating and he ran over to the dugout, and it seemed like somebody absolutely screamed at him to stop doing what he was doing.
He loves it. Love it.
Yeah. He's on a lot more better form though, isn't he now?
Yeah.
Funny that when you go forward and there's not so much pressure on your goalkeeper, he actually looks like he can actually play. It's crazy what happens. I mean, it's like we foresaw this like a couple of months ago.
Yeah. There. So I'd like to say thank you to the boys for coming on.
Right, thanks for having me.
You still can't keep me on, even when I say I'm having a break, Dan.
No.
Easy. I'd like to say thank you for watching, guys. And goodbye.